Hello, beautiful being, and welcome to Sacred Feminine Wisdom for an Awakening World. My name is Amrita Grace, and I have a special episode for you today. It's called How I Healed My Breast Cancer in Less Than 3 Months. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick version of this story, and there will be a longer version on my podcast, which is called Feminine Sexual Healing with Amrita Grace. You can find it here on the YouTube channel in the longer version, but I just want to give you a quick little recap of this amazing story of how I healed breast cancer in less than 3 months. Just after my 50th birthday, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I really knew that this wasn't my time to make an exit. It wasn't my time to die. I still had quite a lot to do. I didn't even know the severity of it, but I knew that it was going to be a breeze, an easy journey, and it was. So part of the reason for that is because I didn't have any regrets. I didn't have any regrets about how I'd lived my life. I had done so much healing work and moved through so much shame about how I'd lived my life in the past, how I'd acted out sexually in the past. I had full access to my life force energy, and I knew, like I was very well educated in this, sexual energy is a healing elixir that we can use to make our bodies healthy. So what I did is I used everything at my disposal. I went straight to juicing and used the natural path. I also went straight to the doctor and looked at all the best allopathic remedies. And I also really tapped into my own healing life force energy. This is how I did it. So I went through the biopsy process and all of that and got a sense of how severe it was. And I chose surgery. I chose to have a double mastectomy and reconstruction. And even that 14-hour surgery and its recovery was pretty easy because I really chose how I wanted to go about it. I educated myself and I chose exactly the path that I wanted to take. I chose my doctors. I chose where I wanted to do the surgery. And it was a very high quality breast cancer center. So I let it all be my choice. In the meantime, I was also continuing to juice, researching anti-angiogenic foods, which do not support the cancer cells. And I completely eliminated sugar from my diet, and I ate only the very healthiest of foods. So from the diagnosis to the surgery was less than 3 months. And as of the surgery, I was cancer-free. And that has remained true for several years now. At the current time, that is 6.5 years. And I don't expect it ever to return because I got the lesson. I knew exactly why I'd been diagnosed with breast cancer. And if you want to know more about that, I'm going to give the full story in my podcast. So be sure to tune into the podcast for the whole story, the much longer version. But I did want to share this little tidbit with you. And the moral of the story here is that we all have access to this healing elixir that is ours. It is free. It is our birthright. And it's just a matter of becoming educated about it and getting access to it. Sounds simple, not always so easy to do. It takes time, it takes education, and it takes healing. So when I approached breast cancer from a place of having done years of sexual healing, and I was also had drawn in amazing beloved relationship into my life. So I had incredible support and love through the process. And I had an incredible outlook on life. And I also had an incredible outlook on death. So the important thing here is that I didn't have any regrets. I think that was one of the biggest keys. I think when people get diagnosed with life-threatening, potentially deadly diseases, they have regrets about how they've lived their lives. So here's the secret to this whole conversation. Don't have any regrets. Make choices that leave you with no regrets. And then whatever you encounter, you'll be able to move through with ease and grace. I promise you. So thank you so much for tuning in to Sacred Feminine Wisdom for an Awakening World. It's such a pleasure to be able to share these amazing, miraculous stories from my life with you. I would like to invite you to take advantage of my complimentary 3-part video series called Ignite Your Sacred Feminine Fire, and you can find it on my website, which is sacredfeminineschool.com. Have an incredibly beautiful day. I'll catch you in the next episode, and until then, many blessings on your path.